Is that how you start all of them?
No. Good thing I said that before the countdown, so don't even mention what I said. But welcome to episode 20, everybody. We're on the No Filter Network with my guest today, Tucker Perry, former party animal, former teammate, good friend of mine, and side slinger. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. I'm here in Chicago right now. Everything's good. Trying to find a place to play. So if anybody's out there listening, needs somebody to have me come throw out, I'll do it.
Have you been going to like any tryouts or like what? Why are you in Chicago? I thought you were a East Coast boy.
I am. So I'm from South Carolina, but I'm in Chicago right now with the old lady. And honestly, just here because it puts me closer to like a lot of indie ball teams because there's not a lot of indie ball teams like
Okay,
near South Carolina. And
gotcha. Did
also, I really haven't done too many like tryouts or anything because it's like after playing with the bananas, it's kind of like, do I really want to grind out like a Pecos League,
right,
like
right.
season?
Right, because it's kind of like, well, um you got the FaceTime, you got like the notoriety, you got the banana party animal background. So I totally get that because I got to that point at some point in my career, like I've done so much, I got a resume, like
For sure.
I don't need to be stooping down to lower levels when I know I'm better, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
and that's 100% one of the reasons like I want to go play overseas. So
Hmm.
that's some way like I can play baseball, but also like enjoy the experience as well.
Right, you can travel, and I'm guessing your lady works remotely somewhat. I mean, it seems like you guys are always together, always traveling, kind of doing stuff. So it might be a win-win if she's able to travel and visit you if you're able to get a job over here.
Yeah, for sure. Especially last year, it seemed like every other day, we're on a plane, we're on a bus, doing
Hmm.
something.
Yeah. I know. I saw Vinny. I didn't get to talk to him, but I just saw he posted a story that he was out in Arizona with a Frontier League tryout. Have you looked into that other than the BBJO stuff?
Um, Not really. Again, like I've done the whole like pay for a tryout thing, and then seems like they
Yeah.
already kind of have the guys that they want. And
Hmm.
I think like indie ball jobs like does a good job of like actually getting guys signed
Hmm.
indie ball jobs, but
Yeah,
other than that, like yeah,
Albert's the founder. I got to know him through when he coached at High Point Rockers in the at Atlantic League. Really cool guy, really cool thing that he's doing, helping out indie ball guys. But then again, I think for me, I'm not a guy that's gonna go pay for a tryout. And
right. That's kind of how I feel.
a lot of guys are kind of like that. It's like why like yes, I get it. It's an opportunity, but at the same time, like and and that or that business needs money to go rent a field and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
but it's like a lot of these guys going to tryouts, they don't have money, and you're forking up hundreds of dollars sometimes, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah. And some of them are like 3, 4 days, so you gotta like pay for a
yeah,
place to stay. You gotta
right.
like it's it
It's
gets
a
costly.
big investment, and it's not even worth the investment if you get signed because you're only getting signed to a spring training invite. You're not getting signed to a contract, to
Right.
a, you know. And so when you get to spring training, usually, in my experience, you are usually getting cut because they already have their team set except for maybe a couple guys.
Right.
So I mean, yes, I get it, the commitment and the dedication to want to go and do that stuff and really, hold high expectations for yourself, thinking you're the best and, you're going to go win a job. But reality is, uh, you're most likely not going to get signed, and it's more on the downside for you. So like that's the hard part to come to grasp with.
Right. That mentality is definitely different for sure because it's like you kind of have to have that like fuck you I'm the best, but
Hmm.
also you're like, all right, well, like I gotta play in this like dog shit league. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like a weird kind of.
It's weird, like, cause you got the guys that like say screw it, yeah, I'm gonna do whatever it takes and go down to that, and then you go into it and it's shitty conditions, shitty play, shitty competition, and you can take it one of two ways. You can either go in there and dominate, or go in there and say like this is horseshit, and you know like you're just not into it, like you're mentally not into it, even though you physically have all the talent to just dominate, but it's like mentally you're just not there. So it is tough, man. I totally get that. But you gotta let me know how I can help. I have some contacts. I would love to help you. Stay on the BBJL.
For sure. Yeah, I plan on doing that for sure.
Try to email Burns, the David Burns, the guy that runs it. I got another guy who works closely with him. He also plays. His name's Eddie. But he's been out here for like 7 years, dude. Just like hopping team to team. Usually it's like a state league or um, shoot.
I've
There's
seen
this
that
one.
shooters league.
Yeah, shooters league. That's what I was
Yeah,
just
that
about to
looks
look up.
sweet. Yeah, what's that like
I would
Slovenia?
I would try to DM that account if I
Yeah,
were
I
you.
think what's his name? Ed Murray. I think I've gotten in touch with him
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit about the shooters league, and we just followed each
That's
other
the
on
guy.
Instagram. So hopefully,
That's the guy. Cause
yeah,
what he's told me through like meeting him, now that I finally got my foot in the door through like BBJL, but just to get into Europe and get my foot, it's like now it's all about who you know and who you meet, because like you can play overseas once you get here, you can through word of mouth you can play anywhere and
right,
everywhere. You know, as long as you obviously produce a little bit and people like you. So
yeah. That seems to
people still
be that seems to be
people
my problem is getting people to like me. So,
nah, dude, I you're nah,
or,
dude, you're
or I'll say that getting the right people to like me has always been my problem.
yeah. You know what's tough though is playing for the bananas and the party animals. I almost feel like once you go to that, regular baseball doesn't respect you anymore. Like they lose a little bit of respect for you because it's like, oh, you're gonna go play that and go fool around and play in a circus and put a show on. And let's say your time comes to an end, like for the both of us right now. It took me. I didn't play until like I was released July 10th. I didn't. My first game of ball wasn't back until March 22nd, bro. So
Right,
I mean,
and
like
you
almost a full
have like
year.
10 years of professional experience
Right.
too.
And I
So
have a resume. I got a full
yeah,
list of teams, experience, high
yeah.
competition. So,
Yeah, that's definitely
um,
misguided though, because people ask me all the time, like even people that like know baseball are like, the baseball's not that good, right? I'm like, the baseball's
the
pretty good.
baseball's actually
I'm
really
like,
good.
if I'm on the mound, like my outfield has like 30 years professional experience. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, for the party animals, if you went to the bananas, you don't get any minor league experience out there. Like if it was me, Jake, and Reese, yeah, Jake's got 8 years. I got 4 years of minor league ball. Jake's got eight, and Reese has at least two or three. So that's 15 years of affiliated ball plus
right,
independent ball. That's over 20 years of experience. Whereas you go to the banana side, I think two guys might have played minor league ball, like actual affiliated ball, which
yeah,
is E. Jones.
yeah. He took
I don't
actually,
know.
actually, actually
I don't
the
know
two,
who else.
the two guys that played minor league ball took me yard because the other one would be deep.
Oh yeah, yeah, and Deebs. It's like no one else because right now it's harder to find jobs, so a lot of guys are going to banana ball because it's like, well, I don't need experience, and they're looking for young players. So I mean,
Yeah,
like, but the competition is really good. Like these are guys that could go play minor league ball, obviously didn't get a chance, or their priority was I'm going to go play banana ball.
right.
So but the talent is still very good there. It's just um, you have these new set of rules that is big, that can help you big time with no box, quick pitching, all that stuff. You can add that to your arsenal of pitching.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I mean, they always used to complain that I balked, and I was like, dude, like, there's already so much going on. Like,
yeah, I mean, they would say party animals balked, but then you got guys crow hopping off the mound and pitching from 50 feet instead of 60. So,
dude, yeah,
that's that's just how the world is in fucking Banana Land.
yeah, I was like,
Say
yeah,
one thing, do another.
well, yeah,
Sometimes.
sometimes, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I saw
But
one the
like,
other day where the guy was like almost in the like grass before he pitched. I was like, dude, that's you get in like a shady area there. Like if you throw one up and tight, get somebody a bow tie, like
yeah,
that's
there's
not gonna look good.
yeah, I do think some of the things that happen do have to be tightened up, or else people are gonna start getting hurt or not enjoy the game anymore. Um, you know,
Well,
um,
as somebody that hit somebody in the head with a bat, I could see
well,
that.
accidentally, everyone thought it was on purpose. So
Oh, they did.
you
I didn't know. I knew you wouldn't hit somebody in the head on purpose.
no,
Oh,
but it was accidentally. Everyone go watch the replay, please. It was an accident. Like shit happens. All right, whatever.
oh, especially in that environment, dude. Like things happen so fast,
Yeah.
and it's like something you did like all the time too.
Yeah, like
And
it
that's like,
wasn't like a one-time thing. I've done it before that happened. Shit happened, dude, and I'm
yeah,
sorry. And obviously, I'm not gonna go leave the game just to go say sorry to him. After that inning, I went because he came back out and stayed in the dugout. I went to go say sorry, and I really meant it, and
right.
but the shit happens. And then whatever, people kept bringing it up. It's like, why can't we just get over it? And me and Dan watched it, but fuck.
That did make itself up, bring itself back up like a month later in a meeting or something like that, didn't it?
Yeah,
I can't
like what are we doing? But like, dude, that thing was washed. Like, we all talk about living in the present and enjoying the moment, but yet people love to live in the past and bring up shit.
Yeah.
So, but like, was like because you got to finish the year. Like, was your experience? What was that experience like? Winning out and winning the whole thing and kind of sticking it to them. What was that like, dude? Because I was a little jealous watching that.
So I, for me personally, I mean, it was still a lot of fun, but I didn't play. I think it was like the last like 12 or 13 games,
Well, because all
which,
you guys did was use the starters, and then you'd bring Dylan in because
yeah,
for some reason the other side couldn't hit the starter for 8 whole fucking innings, and then
yeah,
you bring in Dylan and it looks like he's throwing 100.
yeah. It got to a weird point where it was like anybody that started like threw really well, and anybody that came out of the pen just threw like really bad. And then we ended up throwing like 8 complete games, I
Yeah,
think, over the last 12 or 13. It was nuts. But I mean, it was all worth it when we went to Cooperstown. Like, it was a really cool place to be able to
yeah,
do
the
that.
Hall of Fame place, Cooperstown last series, like it's a win or go home type of thing. And I think what helped was you like the party animals have always had the better team chemistry. Like there was never any clicks, never any separation. You guys won as a team, you lost as a team. There wasn't pointing fingers, and like
Right.
you guys just always had the better chemistry. And then you go to the other side, everyone's just down in the dumps. They got their clicks. Um, I mean, like you just see it on stories, and then there's less stories being posted by the organization because the party animals were just kicking ass. It's like, yeah, it's like if it's for the fans, then you got to keep posting. You don't just stop posting because you lost.
Right. A hundred
But it
percent.
was it was really nice to see you guys come out on top, play together, um, and did whatever it took to win, even if it meant sacrificing the trick play. Because in the end, it's about winning, and the best team wins at the best. I shouldn't say the best team wins. It's the team that plays the best, and you guys played the best the last three weeks, 4 weeks,
Well,
5 weeks, whatever it
I
was.
think honestly, like if it wasn't for like the ninth inning and the banana ball rules were what they were like before the summer series, I think
hmm Summer
like
series, we got our
two
ass
years
kicked.
2 years ago, if the
Yeah.
rules were the same, like if you take out the ninth inning of most of those games, like we probably would have won the season. Like
Oh, hands
way
down, would
before.
have won the season
Yeah.
easier. If I don't fuck up, it just would have been a walk in the park. I mean,
Yeah, that was yeah. We
but it
yeah.
was funny.
We
Like
we hit the
you
skates
guys
for a little
totally
bit.
shit. You guys totally shit the bed once I left.
Hmm.
Team morale went way down, is what I noticed.
Yeah,
You
we were
guys are like two
yeah.
and 2-19 or something. I counted for like the next 2 months, all of July and August, and then September you guys kicked ass, or like the ending
Dude,
of
like
August into September.
yeah. That's the tough thing too, is like earlier in the season, like watching the games and being like, oh man, they kept that guy. Like I'm not there. They kept that. Like like just get
Mm-hmm.
just like, dude, you just gotta let it go and just like it is what it is. Like
Yeah.
try to
No,
find something else.
it is what it is. Bigger, better things ahead. Everything
Right.
happens for a fucking reason.
Yeah. And even if there's not, you gotta think that. Like
Yeah, you gotta stay positive and think that, because the more you dwell on the past, the shittier your life's gonna be in the future. Because there's
for sure.
always bigger, better things. Banana ball doesn't define us. Baseball doesn't define us. It's what we do through adversity that really defines us. And I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be here in the Czech Republic if it wasn't for that, right? Like I would have
Right.
signed a contract back, caused some more fucking havoc in that thing.
Well, somebody's got to. Might as well be
I mean,
you.
somebody had to speak up. Nobody wanted to, so hey, man, I was just fighting for the teammates, dude.
Yeah. And I think that's
So,
kind of something. It's kind of like, I guess, h- how it was done
well, how it was done
made
could have.
people yeah, but I watched one of your podcasts earlier and it's like, dude, anything said in a group chat is like shouldn't be fair game because also from what I saw, it was like a scroll through the screenshot. So like that kind of put a lot of other people at risk too that had like
Yeah,
maybe said some
like
things.
I mean, you were exposing 3, 4 other guys that were like agreeing with me and egging me on, kind of thing, right? So it's like, bro, like I mean, it's locker room talk. Unfortunately, yeah, it was written, but I mean, like a team chat, you just don't do that to a teammate. I mean, I've heard other people say some even shittier things in the locker room
Oh
with
yeah. I'll be the
with
first one to tell you
with
that.
other people in there, with other workers, with trainers in there. I mean, like it was all hell broke loose in the party animal locker room. Like we didn't give a fuck, and that's what made our team so good together. Like there was no sensitivity there. We could
Right.
say what we wanted when we wanted. When we got obviously outside the locker room, it was more just we're gonna beat some ass or try to,
Right.
and that's what we did. But yeah, it was a shitty situation. Obviously, shouldn't have done what the fuck I did, but it was a 5-minute rant. I got to the practice field and fucking it's like you couldn't even tell that I was mad. I
Right.
mean, I got to practice for 2 more days,
Well,
and
in I mean, it kind of goes without saying, like, if you even knew it was a possibility that something like that would be shared, probably nobody would ever put anything in the group
yeah,
chat. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yep, yep. I mean, but like even things that were said or that I heard. I mean, I'm not one to snitch, but I could have gone to anybody and say, "Oh, I heard this person talking shit about this person and this person and this person," and says, "Oh, they suck. They struck out again." It's like, "Oh my gosh, we have the worst fucking hitter on our team, but gotta play him. He's got followers." Type of deal. So, I mean, whatever, man. I enjoyed my time. I had a blast entertaining.
No, that's
And
how I feel for sure.
and that was my fucking escape, was on the field. That was my escape. Was I got to be who I wanted to be, entertaining fans, putting on a show, and fucking dominating with the rest of the party animals.
The Breland
Yeah.
show at that. That should be
Yeah.
that should be your next podcast. The Breland. The Breland show.
I'll change this one. I'll change the name from peeling the banana to the Breland show. Breland's life. You don't like it? Get the fuck out. But dude, how did you start slinging it sideways though?
I actually like when I was a kid, I threw like almost as like straight over top as you could get, and then I had like tendonitis a few times, and then my
Elbow or
yeah elbow, so my like arm slide just kind of like gradually like dropped itself, and
uh-huh.
then
Just to find a comfortable spot, right?
yeah, and then in college I had I guess it's the same thing, but they called it tennis elbow, and it it
Mm-hmm.
dropped it even more. So that's something, and it's like, and it's kind of like one of the reasons I think I've struggled with consistency since then, because like some days I go out there and I'm like, oh dude, I feel perfect, sliders on, fastballs on,
Right.
and then other days I go out there and I'm like, I mean,
I can't find it or I don't feel
yeah,
it or
towards the end of the season it was like, okay, I'm either dialed in or like I'm throwing balls behind the batter. It's like, you know what I mean?
and you can't do that or else they're stealing first. Like
Right.
even bro, like even now I see a ball to the backstop with nobody on, I'm like fucking run. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh fuck it, it's regular baseball.
You're like, I didn't step out of the box, so like, who gives a shit?
Yeah. Like it's still a little tough for me adjusting, but I enjoyed watching you pitch submarine because it was funky. It is hard to hit, and like when you're on. Like no one's touching you, and then your celebrations went off. So
Right. And I think when I first got there, like I had like zero issues, but I think like the bus rides, the plane rides, and I'd never played a season like that before.
right.
So, you
What
know,
about in college though?
I mean, yeah, but like in AI, it's like 2 games a week, like, or three
And
games
then
a
are
week.
they and are they just bus rides? Like is everything close enough where you're taking
Right.
buses, or like
It's
were you traveling on a plane?
no, never on a plane, but it's just like like a 25 games like season, and like obviously like you have practice every day too. With the bananas, it's a little different. And I don't think I was
Hmm.
like used to like caring for myself, or like, you know what I mean, like
Well, yeah,
keeping my
because you
hips
were
loose and stuff like that.
Well, once you got to bananas, it's like you're on your own for the most part. Being
Yeah,
in in college, you had a set schedule with coaches on you, with trainers, all that stuff, right? For the
yeah,
most part. You get to the bananas, it's like you better grow the fuck up and figure out what you
yeah.
need to do to get ready every day,
Which is
while
yeah,
still, being like with the team and doing practice and all that stuff.
yeah. And like from what I've seen and what I've heard, like they've done a lot better job with that
Hmm.
um this
Yeah.
year. And it's nobody's fault but mine, but just like now it's like, okay, like I got to keep my hips loose after like an 8 hour flight with, because dude, like we're getting on
Hmm.
flights at like, or we're getting on the bus at like 3:45, or
Yeah,
like
in the morning for a 6 a.m. flight, 7 a.m. flight out of Savannah, or we go to a city and we get a stay, and sometimes we would have to leave the next day after that Saturday, but we all say, fuck it, we're going out. We get an hour of sleep, maybe some of us, and then we're hopping on the bus at 4 a.m. to catch a flight out.
dude,
So it's,
Vegas was probably the worst experience I've ever had flying. No sleep.
I remember that
And
night.
then
Did you go to XS on that last night?
was that the one that was like outside?
Yeah, outside. That was the last night. We had a couple bottles comped.
Yeah,
And
that
then
it. Dude, every time I went out, I was like, "This is the worst. Why am I here?" Especially in Vegas, I'm like, I've heard the same song I feel like for
Every
just
DJ.
the entire time, just like spinning it, and then they hit you with like the mist or whatever, like the fog
Yeah,
machine and the lights. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
yeah, and it's even harder when we're at the field from 12:30, right? And then like you're just nonstop going, going, going. And then you play the game and your adrenaline is through the roof, so like you're even exerting even more energy, even if you're not playing, like you're dancing, you're running, you're cheering, you're yelling, you're in the stands, like it's
Yeah,
nonstop. And then your adrenaline's still going after the game, and not until midnight is maybe when you start coming down, but then you're going out. And it's like, fuck, I gotta keep going. If
dude,
if the boys are out, I'm out.
dude, that's why like what you and Brett did was like so impressive to me. I'm like, no way Brett's even like showing up to the game. I think he got in at like 7 a.m. and it's like there's no way he's even, and he's first one on the bus. He's got
Yeah.
like 8 bags strapped around him. I'm like, dude,
Glasses on, he's a
yeah,
little passed out, but
yeah.
like he made it, bro. Like we could party hard, but then play harder, kind of
Well,
thing.
right, because he was like, well, not the equipment manager, but he was like, oh, or I guess
Yeah,
to put it
he was.
correctly, he was a clubhouse rock star.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You didn't get treated like a rock star, that's for sure. Oh my
But yeah,
gosh.
he'd stay up till like 1 a.m. doing laundry, and then
Yeah,
he's like, hits the group
straight.
chat, we're headed here.
Where's
I'm like,
everyone at? I
yeah,
got here. I got bottles here, and I'm like, well, I got bottles here too. So
yeah,
we'll finish the bottles and we'll meet up somewhere.
dude, yeah. And
Because
it's
even Scottsdale was fun.
Scottsdale was sick. That's one of my favorite places for sure, especially that Old Town area.
Hmm.
So cool. And that's
Yeah, it's
another
like a
but big thing that was cool is just like going around and seeing like all the areas and all like that's one of the like really cool parts about it. I wish I would have done
yeah.
more, but at the same time, it's like I don't
I
really
mean, you
have the
pick
money
and
for
choose
it
your
either.
places. Yeah, it's like you pick and choose your places. Obviously, for me, wherever I knew people, I was trying to get people to go out or get a comp somewhere, or I mean, it's all about who you know, and I knew a shit ton of people, so like we were drinking for free, a lot of us,
Yeah,
even as a team and stuff. So like I did it because I wanted to do stuff for the guys, and
right.
yeah, it was fun.
That's the part that sucks too. It's like, dang, dude, like I feel like I was like especially for you, like I feel like I really was a team guy. Like,
Well, I was the biggest team guy. Like I might have been an asshole on the field or at the field, but it was because I wanted to fucking just dominate and win all the time, you know? So it's
well,
like,
right. And I feel like the guys that like did get upset with that sort of stuff were guys that like had been around a while and had played pro ball, you know what I mean?
hmm,
For me, I'm like, oh dude, this shit's awesome. Like they
yeah,
feed us after the game, like, and it's not Little Caesars. Like I'm like, sign
yeah,
me up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, but the only guys that had experience was me, Jake, and Reese. I mean, that was it. Jake would only come to me and be like, "Hey, bro, like you got to calm it down a little bit and stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I know." So I would, and then I just go right back into my habit of being me again. But
Right. And that's probably like had there been like 3 or 4 more guys that like had that experience with you, that then it probably would have been a little bit easier in like taking the heat off you a little bit to try to make sure everything was right. But like
yeah,
it just wasn't there. So
yeah. Like I was trying to be like I thought of myself as a leader, but obviously other people didn't because when we did the whole fucking middle of season coaches meeting, player meeting, like I wasn't in anyone's fucking foxhole because I thought of the fox. I thought of, and so I got shit for it. Um, but I was like, okay, I'm sorry, but I'm picking guys in my foxhole that I'll kill for, not like my best buddy. Like that's how I pick guys for my foxhole is who's gonna fucking fight to the death, you know. Like, and that's how I chose guys. And
Right.
if guys and if guys couldn't see me as someone that will fight for you, then fuck off.
Right.
Then it's not meant to be. And I totally like respect that. But in my head, I'm like, dude, I will go like I don't care how much of an asshole that I could be. It's because I care. If I wasn't saying shit to you, I don't fucking give a fuck about you.
Right.
Kind of thing. So, I mean, different generation that we're growing up with. So it's kind of hard to get to people without hurting feelings.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's why no filter net exists, right?
Yep. Dude, without Bernsey, like I've always wanted to start a podcast, but like without Bernsey, I'd probably still be trying to figure out how to do it. Other
Yeah.
than maybe like having to do it in person and like record it and then find a platform to post it on.
Right.
So like the fact that I got Bernsey, the No Filter Network, and his crew helping me out, and it's unfiltered. Obviously, everything is live streamed, and then I post it on Spotify and YouTube. But everything is content. So everything that we're saying right now is in the internet now. So it's out there. It's out there for people to hear, out there for people to judge, out there for people to make opinions. But it doesn't fucking matter because in the end, it doesn't matter what other people think as long as you believe in yourself.
Right.
So
Yeah,
mean,
I love the videos he does with
with
Wilde.
yes, bro, they
Dude, they're
fucking
the best.
hound on people. I
Dude,
love it.
I I do like the new school baseball a lot, but I love that there's like old guys too that still love the game, but like critique it like that.
Hmm.
Cause like I listen to like John Smoltz on I think he's like a Fox Sports, and it sounds like he hates baseball.
Yeah,
He's just like all people care about is launch angle. All people is
launch
this,
angle,
that, this,
money,
that.
spin rate,
Yeah. And I'm
all
like,
the things that they played with.
yeah,
It's
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 like now it's
gone.
just being measured, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Like it doesn't matter how hard someone plays or taking out a infielder because you're sacrificing your body so a double play doesn't happen. Like yes, there's a rule now you gotta slide into the bag, but that's fine. You can still
yeah,
slide hard into the bag, and if the other person gets butt hurt, it's like, bro, you would get your shit knocked out if you played 20 years ago, even.
right,
Like if you caused the scene,
right.
you would
And I mean,
have.
yeah, like I grew up watching baseball when they were still able to run over the catcher, which was like
Hmm.
probably the greatest play in baseball. And then obviously Buster Posey got hurt.
And then they
And
put the Posey rule in.
yeah. And then now it's like if you even slide remotely hard into the bag, like there's a problem, bench is
Yeah.
clear. And then you watch the old clips and there's guys getting like forearmed in the face.
Bro,
And
laid
this,
out,
yeah,
clotheslined, like.
yeah. And the
But
second,
but I
second
think
baseman
but
just
I
pops
think
up.
right. But I think people are misinterpreting the rule because it's like you can still run the catcher over, but
Right.
there's two sides to it. The catcher can't be in the base path without the ball, and then you can only hit the catcher if he has the ball and he's in the base path. Like
Which by
that's
that point
where
is like you're probably just going to
because
be out.
yeah, but you can still run him over and truck him because he is aware that he has the ball, he sees you, and he can protect himself.
Yeah.
Like you can't just run like catchers can't block the plate without the ball, which is smart. You shouldn't be able to block any bag without the ball because that's like obstruction of the base, right? Same thing when you're in a pickle, the guy throws the ball to the other side, but you turn around as a runner and hit the other defender without the ball. That's interference, right? So
Right.
it should be everywhere, including home plate.
That's another thing. I when I joined the Bananas last year, I think within my first three outings, we had two obstruction calls on our team, and I'm like, I haven't even seen an obstruction call since I
Wait, in
was
August of 2022, or
no,
when
it
you
was
joined last?
no when I was with the Party Animals last year. The one happened in gosh, I can't even remember where we were. I think it was Montgomery. One of them happened in Montgomery, and I think another one happened in Savannah.
Well, it sounds like I would have been there for both.
Yeah. Yeah. And one was
I
literally like Acuff was in the grass throwing the ball to home, and the runner literally ran straight at him and took his arm out like this to swipe his jersey, and then they called obstruction. I'm like, if it's on obstruction on
who
anybody, it's on the runner because he ran out of his
Yeah,
arm to
because
run at him.
out of his base path, out of the way, and stuck his arm out. So did I forget the umpire's names already.
It was Randy, but I love Randy.
Randy.
Randy's a dog.
Dude, Randy's the man. Well, he got better and better throughout the season though. So like by May, he was actually doing really well. But like March, February, March, April, oh dude, that guy was struggling.
Yeah. Well,
He
everybody
was
thinks like
nervous.
it's the jitters, right? Like,
Yeah.
gosh,
How
you
did
put 8,000 people in the stands, like things
right.
change for sure.
Right. Do you
Especially
think
since every fan's engaged too. It's not like it's just 8,000 people. It's like 8,000
no,
people. There's
eight
noise constantly.
8,000 plus, and literally every pitch matters because pass ball, somebody's scoring, somebody's running. Like there's something fucking going on in that game, even if it's not a promotion.
Dude,
Like,
yeah,
do you think you go back to regular baseball, which I know you will. It's just a matter of when. Do you think things will be easier because you've played in front of thousands, sold out crowds, loud music, or do you think harder because now it's quiet? You're going to be in your head more. You're going to be thinking more
I think
because
it'll
you
be
don't have time to think when you're playing in that show. Like you just
right.
don't, and
You
that's
kind of
why there's
just
so many fuck ups.
you kind of just like black out, and then
Yeah,
like your innings over, and then you're like, all right, what do I have to dance now? Like, what do I have to do?
yeah,
But I think it'll be easier for sure. Just the fact that like if you go 2-0, you can like step out, right?
hmm
Like you
You
can step
can
back, take a breath,
you can you can walk around the mound, gather
right?
thoughts. You could have the catcher come out and talk to you. Like
Or
you can
even
have mound.
yeah, like the biggest thing is like okay, second and third lefty up, like lefties usually hit me well, right? Like second and third, 2 outs, like I can walk this guy and get to the righty,
Yeah,
but in
right.
banana ball, I just gave up 2 runs,
Yeah, you give up 2 runs and a double on a walk,
right? So it's like okay, well now I just have to throw the ball right down the middle and hope it goes right down the middle and just hope for the best. But yeah,
and they miss it, or somebody catches it.
well, right, and I think like a lot of my outings, and I talked a lot about this with like Baba is just like anything bad that can happen like 2 quick outs, and then it's like missed trick play, and then it's like
Yeah,
3-2 steal, 3-2
and then
walk, and then it's
and then
over,
they
and like you really
yeah
didn't throw that bad, but
no,
you know,
but less than 5 pitches will hurt you,
right,
or 2 pitches you could have a hit, miss trick play, probably a double, and then another hit, and that's inning over, or wild pitch, or I mean, who knows? Like
yeah,
I
it's
would
just
I
so
would I would love to know the stat on how many errors there actually were, including missed trick plays that costed runs.
right, yeah,
Because obviously a missed trick play didn't count against ERA, but I mean, but runs still scored because of it. And I want to
yeah.
know, like that would be an interesting stat because what I'm hearing now is they want everyone to do trick plays no matter what it is. But it's like, dude, you still got to play clean baseball. You still want to put a show on. You can't put a show on if there's missed trick plays and craziness going on. Like, you still got to have some standard of regular baseball,
Well, I
time and
think
place.
yeah, and like most of the people I met, like in the party plaza after games, especially dads, like the biggest like compliments, like, "Oh, I didn't know the baseball was this good." Like, "Oh my God, there
Mm-hmm.
was 4 home runs tonight." I'm like, "Yeah, dude. Like, people can hit, people can throw
Yeah.
it. Like, and I think that's what really stands out to people. And obviously, like the trick plays and stuff like that. Like, obviously, like that's really cool. But like, nothing beats like a shortstop diving in the hole, getting up, and throwing a guy out at
And
first. Like, that's
exactly.
that's the part that people really care about.
Or a big time trick or a big time double play, in a crucial situation, just clean handoff toss, throw it to
Right.
first, or a
Yeah.
big strikeout. Um, yeah, so it's like when it's crisp baseball, and then you add in a trick play every now and then, that is
Right.
what makes the show great.
And I
So,
think that's even big for like regular baseball now. Like I heard somebody say to me the other day about the Chicago area. He was like, the baseball talent is the best it's ever been, but like the baseball knowledge or IQ is the worst it's ever been.
it's
And I feel the same way
horrible.
about Myrtle Beach. It's like, wow, these kids can hit it, they can swing it, but they don't know where the ball's supposed to be. They don't know where
No.
they're supposed to be. So like everybody's just chasing numbers because I mean, that's what college coaches want to see. But by the
hmm
time they get to college, they're really not a finished product because they still have to learn how to play the game.
Yeah. Yeah, like the baseball IQ is going down, but the talent is going up.
Yeah,
Because what I'm hearing now in affiliated ball is they don't care about the numbers. The organizations want money, and they just want to rush players up to the big leagues as fast as possible so they can fill the seats up.
yeah. Or the opposite of that, like the Pirates, like keeping players in the minor leagues for long, so they have longer control over their players and stuff like that.
And they don't have to pay the money to them by putting them in the big leagues.
Right.
I mean, I mean, I think everything in this world, unfortunately, is money driven, and that's what stumps a lot of potential for baseball, but in life in general, for jobs, careers, stuff like that in
Right.
regular life, and it's a hard part. It's a hard part to grasp.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like everyone needs to be an entrepreneur and go do exactly what they want to do. Like, stay out of corporate worlds, do things that you love. If you don't love it, seriously quit and make that sacrifice and go find something that you love because there is something bigger and better.
Right. Like especially if you don't have like kids or anything like that, sitting behind a
hmm
desk all day, just
Yeah, if you don't
I
have any
shit.
responsibilities, go and try everything. Take risks. Go do stuff. But even, dude, I think even if you do have a family and you're trying to support it, but you're really hating your job and you're coming home every day to your wife or your girlfriend, you're just complaining about it, dude, find another way. Maybe stick it out, but start trying to find another way to make things work, so you could slowly get out of what you hate and into something that you love.
Right.
Because in the end, everyone just wants to see, or I think most of the world wants to see everyone succeed. And so you find the right group of people that will support you. You will be able to succeed and find something that you enjoy with the support.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank God I like baseball because it's the only thing I know how to do. So like
Well, I mean, it's the only thing all baseball players know how to do because we've done it for so long. But imagine, dude, imagine if we decided to like IT stuff or accounting when we were in seventh grade math, and we are like, dude, I fucking love this shit. Like we'd be the best accountants in the world, probably handling some of the biggest corporates' money ever, right? Making a shit ton of money.
yeah.
So it's like it's all time and practice and doing something over and over again. And for us, it's a kids game, and we're good at catching, throwing, sometimes hitting, sometimes not. Hitting's what I think the hardest thing to do in any sport or in anything in life, honestly.
Dude.
Like to hit a ball consistently, or even just to touch a ball that's
Yeah.
moving at 90 plus miles an hour.
Well, and it's not even that. It's like and the guy has two or three other good pitches. Like
Yeah, the ball's moving. You got different movements of windups. I mean, there's so many factors, bro. Like
I haven't
baseball
had
is
as
a game
good as
against you.
that in like a decade. Like I
Have
haven't.
you have you been getting like live pitching in and stuff? Like do you have a place to practice
Yeah, I
out
got
in
like a
Chicago?
facility. Yeah, I've been throwing pins and stuff like that. So
Is
I
is the facility well connected with teams or coaches or anything like that?
um one of the guys. So the organization I got hooked up with is top tier, and I'm helping coach one of their 12U teams. I've been having a lot of fun doing that, and it like keeps me
Okay.
It's top tier, and I think one of the guys there used to be like a sports agent for like minor league players. So and I think top tier is one of like the best travel teams
Okay.
like in the country. So yeah, I'm very happy with
Hey,
learning that.
I got another opportunity for you. If all you gotta do is reach out, but Bernsey, does the let them play, and he's got travel teams and whatnot. But he's always looking for guys to help out his whole organization and travel ball team. So,
Where's that based
uh,
out? That's based out of Cali, I assume.
well, I mean, technically, yeah, but they do tournaments out in Arizona, wherever. They do a lot of perfect game stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, I really like
so,
that attitude because it kind of like combines the old school with new school. It's like, yeah, we're gonna hit the ball far, we're gonna throw the shit out of it, but
oh,
also
dude,
like
Burnsy's
we're gonna take the
Burnsy's
extra base.
philosophies, yeah, Burnsy's philosophy on playing the game and teaching it to his younger kids, even his son Biscuit, it's old school. But but the new school is, dude, we are raw, raw. We're celebrating. We're high energy. We're bat flipping, like no fucks given. We're just gonna fucking play hard and balls to the wall. Like we're not here to show up the other team, but if we do something cool, we're gonna celebrate. And it's celebrating with our team. It's not against the other team
Right.
kind of thing.
Um, yeah, and that's the thing though, is like the old school guys get like mad at bat flips and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, guys are throwing like 98 to 100 now consistently. If you put one of those out of the park, dude, like God
Enjoy
bless
it.
you. Yeah. Like you can crawl around the bases for all I care. Like I don't even know how you see it, like let alone, hit it 450 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and then like, anyways, the pitcher's succeeding more than the hitter. So it's like, dude, if you want to strike somebody out and yell to the moon, go ahead. Like I don't care because you're fucking throwing that hard, that good.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'm
And
just wasn't ready for that shit. Like, fuck.
dude, that's another thing that trips me out is like if you look at like a whole MLB season, like the average guy that plays like a full season probably gets like what, like 140, 150 hits, like that average guy.
No, dude, not even, bro. That's getting a hit almost like averaging a hit a game in 162 game season is basically hitting 280 or higher.
Right.
I
So
want
it's
to I want to say the average is probably more like 120-ish,
so
maybe for a guy that plays over 140 games in a
right.
162 game season.
So imagine how many swings that guy takes throughout the year for like just those 130 hits. Like that's nuts. Like
Well, yeah, like you gotta think Mookie Betts, Otani, even just air swings or dry swings. Like you're swinging at least minimal 100 swings a day, minimal.
right.
Sure, sure, you take out the days where it's like, show and go. Maybe take ten swings off the tee or you're 15 cuts at BP and then you're playing,
But
but
that's
that's very few guys
right. But it's like, dude, you're taking like over 500,000 swings a year
a year.
for 500 at bats. Like
Hmm.
that's nuts. And that's like the monotony of baseball that like if you don't love it, it will just like
It will
you burn out
destroy you.
quick. Yeah.
Yeah, you are out of the game quick. But I mean, same goes for pitchers. Like you're throwing every day just to warm the arm up, you know. So it's
Right.
like you're throwing. It takes, I want to say, a minimum of 20 pitches even to like get that arm semi loose. So you're throwing 20 pitches a day at least,
Yeah.
minimum. Even if your arm hurts, but it's more just tenderness, like you're still gonna try and throw and just loosen it up. Now, if
Right.
you're injured, you obviously aren't throwing, but a pitcher in general, like a bullpen guy, you're throwing every fucking day.
Hmm.
Maybe not in the game, but that arm is moving the wrong way every fucking day. You
Dude, that's
know?
the thing too, man. Like that shit hurts, dude. Like it's not good for you at all.
When do you think Paul Skeens' arm falls off? Because every guy that throws over 100 eventually has TJ.
Well, it's one of those weird things because it's like, this time last year he's throwing complete games, shutouts, like almost every time, running his pitch count up to 110, maybe
Hmm.
even like 120, fine. And then he gets to the minor leagues, he's throwing like 2.2 innings,
Yeah,
3.2. So like,
he's only
what's that workload? And then he's going to get to the bigs, and you want him to give you 6 or 7.
I
Like, how is
I
that going
think
to?
yeah. I think they put him. I think you make him a closer, or there people is obviously going to make him more of a franchise player, so they're going to have to make him a starter in order to pay him because that's probably
Yeah.
what he's going to want. That's what the agent's going to want. Like the only guys that get paid big bucks are starters,
Mhm.
as far as pitchers go, right? Like those are the guys that get the long term deals.
Right. Like, it's
So,
almost better to be like a decent starter than it is to be a really
hmm
good reliever.
yeah, I mean, like look at Greinke. He only threw 95 plus maybe his first couple years. After that, he was basically a Greg Maddux,
Yeah.
moving the ball at 90, 91, maybe touch 92, 93,
Yeah.
but
And that's another thing too. People have the misconception of Greg Maddux. Like, when he first got into the league, he was throwing like 94, 95. Like, even when he was like coming up through the Cub
yeah,
system, it was like
yep.
94, 95. So people that are like, velocity doesn't matter. It does. Like, it might hurt your arm, but like, and
Hmm.
I think Glassnow said the other day that he would rather throw hard and risk the chance and like have the surgeries than he would have throwing like 91,
Yeah,
92.
soft and probably not getting picked up because there's a ton of guys in indie ball, even guys overseas that throw 90 to 95, but they're not in the big leagues or they're not in like affiliate ball. So it's like,
Right. And it's harder, in my opinion, it's harder to throw 90 with like pinpoint accuracy and movement than it probably is to throw like 96, 97 and
yeah.
like not really know where it's going, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because I mean, you could have all the velo and no control, but someone's going to take a chance on you
Right.
because you can coach accuracy, but you can't coach velo.
Dude,
But if you're only throwing 88 to 90 pinpoint accuracy, that's another one that you might have a chance on if the numbers show and your spin right now,
yeah.
is good. But
Well, it's like, yeah,
you,
you have to have some sort of velocity to like get in the door. And then if you can show you can get outs, like,
yeah,
you got a shot. But other than that, like,
good luck. Like
yeah.
every team now just wants the fucking velo guys.
Dude, yeah, like, I
And
can't imagine like stepping in the box in a double-A game and there's a guy throwing 99 that has no idea where the ball's going. You know what I
well,
mean?
we were in was it Tulsa?
Oh, when
And we
we're watching
went
the
to the
Trillies.
game.
It
Yeah,
was
and
in
we what
Oklahoma City. No,
no,
in Tulsa.
we were in Oklahoma City before, but we went to the game in Tulsa, and
Mm-hmm.
that pitcher was throwing like 98 plus, and like 2 weeks later he was in the big leagues or something. Like he got called up.
Oh yeah, I think
So
it's Emmett Sheehan. I think Ronald
yeah.
Acuna hit the furthest home run last year off him.
So yeah, velo helps, but sometimes someone's gonna hit one off of you. But like that's percentages are so low.
Where are you at on the one knee down with the catchers? I love it. I love the old school guys
Now
hate it.
Well, now I don't care, just block the ball. But if you're putting a knee down and that ball's getting by you every time, you better fucking be on your 2 feet ready to block shit. Like
Yeah,
like that started, I think, because of like Yachty was doing it. Like all these guys that have so much talent though and have been doing it for so long, they made it look so easy. So when other people did it, that's obviously not as good as them. I
yeah.
think they kind of ruined it, right? So I mean, you better be fucking good at it, or else I'm just gonna be in the outfield with a beer in my hand and a beach chair, bro. Like, I'm not gonna get mad anymore. I'm just gonna be out there like, all right, we'll be out here for a good 20 minutes, either before we get 3 outs or the coach takes you out and we're out there for another 10 more, 15 more minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the big league guys doing it, but maybe for like a 10, 11-year-old catcher, like, just get the basics first and then
Yeah, get the base. I mean, you have healthy knees. Like, there's no reason why you shouldn't be in a squat the whole time, or in some real funky like low stance where your foot has to come out to get low,
Mhm.
for your pitcher. But don't just be on that one knee chilling like, all right, I know like the pitch is coming right here because no one is that good. The pitch is coming right there, even on a breaking ball,
Mhm.
unless you're in the big leagues.
Yeah,
You know.
I definitely would have loved that when I was catching as a kid. He's like, coach is like, you being lazy back there. Like, nah, coach, saw Yachty do it. Like,
Yeah.
you down here.
And it's like you're not yachty little pipsqueak.
Like trying to steal strikes, coach. Relax.
Oh my, dude, in I don't know, maybe 50 years, I don't even think we're gonna have catchers anymore. We might not even have umpires. I mean, because
Well,
they're able to challenge strikes and balls in the minor leagues now.
right. Well, that's the
You know,
thing too. It's like what the funny part about that is though, is like once, and I think it eventually will happen just with the way everything's going. Once they take out like the home plate umpire, obviously the home plate umpire is still going to be there to call the balls and strikes, but getting the feed through his ear, like all of those catching coaches are going to be out of business.
yeah,
Oh,
because
they're just going to
the
put
art of
donkeys
catching
back
is
there.
gone.
Yeah, they're just going to put donkeys back there. It's just like if you can catch the ball, that's all we need you to do, and just hit 40
Yeah,
home runs a year, and you can put anybody back there at that point.
anyone. Because like catchers steal so many strikes by, how
Right.
they like receive it, how they frame it. Um, and even now, like here out in Europe, you don't frame it good, or that umpire really sees you go down, they're not going to call it. Like
Oh
the
wow.
umpires, the umpires here aren't the best, so like you really need a decent catcher to kind of stick it around there,
Yeah.
right? Because once they see like your glove move, dude, there's even a pitch right down the middle. The catcher dropped it, and the umpire called it a ball.
He's like,
So
those
I
are the
mean,
rules, dude. You know the rules. You drop it, it's not a strike.
right? So it's like the catcher here in Europe, because they're still developing baseball and they're getting really good at it, you still need someone back there to help out the umpires because the umpires are still learning.
Yeah, I didn't know how I mean I knew Australia was good and obviously like Japan and Korea are very good, but like dude, Europe plays pretty good baseball.
Europe's getting there, bro. I mean, you watched the World Baseball Classic 2 years ago, right? Or was it last year?
I think it was last year.
Last year, but I mean, you had a ton of the European teams like getting there, beating some of the Latin teams, and so I mean,
There was like
talent here
a
is getting really good.
a plumber from the Czech Republic that struck out Otani with like a 60-mile-an-hour curveball.
Dude, he plays in this league, and if he's not on my team, he's on one other team. So I'm gonna ask my teammates who that was, because like one of the pitchers that pitches for us, he'll probably pitch tonight. He's on the national team, and he pitched in the World Baseball Classic. So yeah, I
I
gotta
mean,
see.
to get to that level while also having another job
Yeah,
is
guys here,
not
they're in school or they have jobs. Like baseball
right.
isn't priority.
Like get off of work at 5 and then and then go to
Bro,
the
that's
yard and like
That's why we only practice twice a week, and then we have two
mhm.
games on the weekend. It's because guys either have school or work, and so when we do practice, it's 5 p.m. so everyone can go to their school, go to work, and then commute to practice.
That's so cool. Have you been able to travel at all?
I just walked around this city, which I'm in Trebeach. Went to one other city 45 minutes away for a game though,
Yeah.
so haven't traveled yet. I've only been here almost a month. So I'm still getting my bearings down. I got to
Yeah.
download some apps for the buses and trains. But travel here, like I'm in a city so centralized to a lot of Europe and Eastern Europe that take a train, take a bus, and you're there within a couple hours to like
Yeah,
the
that's
train.
so
And you
cool.
could go for a day, and then you take the
Yeah.
night train or night bus back.
Yeah, the fact that you can be in another country like in a train like hour and a half train ride
Yeah,
is like
yeah. Like
insane.
Budapest is 3 hours away. Vienna, Austria is 2 hours. Prague, 2 hours. And then if you want to go even further, like you could take a quick hour to 2 hour flight anywhere here.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, it's
yeah.
going to like Italy or somewhere like that. So yeah, travel here is fun, dude. Like ever since joining BBJL and learning about international baseball, like what are your top three places that you would like to play? Competition
I
put
think
put like to the side.
my biggest ones would be Italy, which Italy is really hard to get into. Uh, I was looking at the Czech Republic and Australia would probably be
Hmm.
my top three for sure.
Yeah, I want to try and play in Australia, even if it's the state league, like
Yeah,
not the
100%. I think that's what I
ABL.
gotta try to do.
So I got a guy on my team. His name is Cameron Liss. I actually did a podcast with him yesterday, but he played in Perth in the state league there, and he said it was a blast. And then we got Josh Lavender.
Yeah,
He's been playing in those state leagues for like 3 years now, so that's another good contact. Um, so
yeah, they took
yeah,
care of me
dude, that would
real
be
well.
sick if we could. Yeah, and they take care of you. Like I know in Australia, I don't really think they pay you for the state league, but they help you find a job and you can work two, three times a week, making like some pretty good money. But they
Yeah,
give you housing. You know, they give you the housing. Sometimes they give you a car, is what Lavender said. So, um, international teams, if they can't pay you, they take care of you in other ways, which is
yeah.
like kind of big.
And I think that honestly, like playing with the bananas too, like that probably looks better for like playing overseas because it's like easier to recognize that probably than like
Hmm.
anything
No,
else.
absolutely, dude. I got a couple of interests while I was in the whole process of finding a team, and they would ask about, oh, like you're a former like Banana, you play with them and stuff. So, yeah, definitely helps. I think because it's so international now as far as what the Banana Ball has brought worldwide and the entertainment value. So
Yeah,
everyone that has social media obviously knows about it, and if they see it on a resume, they're like, oh, no way, that's cool.
yeah,
So it's like in their minds, it's a great business opportunity. It's like, oh, it's kind of like a celebrity that we get to play with, and he's played on something really cool in front of a lot of people. But also, it's like, well, he must be pretty good at baseball if he can entertain and play baseball. So,
Speaking of the bananas, I want to ask you this. Have you gotten like I'll wear like or like people come up to me like even now and be like, "How's the party animal stuff going?" I'm like, "Not
I
there
don't play
anymore."
for
Like,
him.
they're like, "Oh, dude, meeting John Cena must have been sick." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure it was," but
uh, yeah.
oh,
Not gonna deny, but I still get DMs, messages, texts that say, "Hey, I see that you guys are coming to so and so. Is there any way to help with tickets?" Or I would get a message sent in a laughing emoji from a video of a celebrity or some funny dance.
mhm.
Obviously, I think they think I'm there, and I just like it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not there. So. Yeah, bro. Like I still get, dude. I even this is the shitty part, and it just sucks, but it is what it is. But like I'll have friends reach out and ask for tickets, and I'm like, oh, I'm in Europe. I'm not playing for them, and then they don't reply back because it's almost like, oh, so you just wanted me for tickets or something about it. It's like,
Yeah,
dude, fuck you. Like you're not a friend,
yeah. It's
So.
yeah. I had a conversation the other day. I was helping out with this post grad back in Myrtle Beach. Shout out to Carolina Rays. They do good work. And I was wearing my party animal shirt. And he was like, "Oh, you play for the party animals?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, when are you leaving?" I was like, "Oh, well, I'm probably going to be here." And he's like, "Why doesn't the season start soon?" I was like, "Well, I'm not on the team anymore." He was like, "Why?" He's like, "You don't want to play anymore?" I was like, "Well, they cut me." And he was like, "You can get cut from that team?" I was like, "Turns out you can." And I found that out the hard way.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, technically, you just weren't asked back. Like, at least you were
Right.
able to finish the season. Same with Sherm. You know,
By the way, this
Sherm.
Sherman's one of the most genuine people you can.
Dude,
Sherm is the same
he's the
person
best.
every time you meet him. I've seen him meet celebrities. I've seen him meet regular people. He's the same
He
person every time.
Same person. He genuinely cares. It might look like he doesn't care and he's doing it for a show, but I
Hmm.
just think he doesn't know any better because he knows and he believes in himself so much that he knows he's doing something good, cool, and right. Like
Hmm.
that's just charm. So genuine. You know, it might seem he's putting on a show and wants attention, but that's who he is. He's
Hmm.
not wanting attention. It's just he wants to support you, build you up, and like make you feel good because that's what makes him feel good.
Hmm. Yeah.
And he did everything that organization asked him to do, like everything. And it was kind of sad to see him and you leave some of these OG guys that were brought on board because like you were asked to do what
Right.
like you did what you were asked.
Yeah, and I
And
think he was the like first party animal pitcher signed for the season last year. And I was
yeah.
like, I didn't see anything too different from the summer series that I saw,
Hmm.
last year. So that was kind of like a
Well, the
surprise.
funny thing is the person that brought him in and loved him is the same person that said, "Sorry, you're not coming back." So that's hard. I can see it being hard for him to see like someone that loved him and fought for him so much is the same guy that's like, ah, nope, sorry, dude. See you later.
Well, the whole thing was like, I kind of know, like, it was just like one of those, it's like, really, I can't even be like on one of like the extension teams. Like, I'm
Oh,
that,
they didn't.
that
Yeah.
bad. Like, I'm that bad. Like, I don't know.
I
It's
mean,
just one of those things.
we all got opinions, and we could say stuff about other people like, questionable. But
Right. I mean,
well,
I did do that, but like now it's kind of like, what am I gonna do? Just bitch about it for the rest of my life, or
yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean, it is fun to bitch about sometimes because it gets it off of our shoulders and chest. You know, like when we just have that
yeah,
little fight in us, and then we move on and we try to go find something else to take our mind off it and go be better at.
yeah,
You know, so
yeah.
um,
It's just so weird to be into something like
yeah,
every day, all the time, talking to, like seeing everybody all the time, and then in an
hmm
instant, it's like
yeah.
that's all gone.
It's-
Like I'm not
Your
showing up to the
dream,
park. Right.
your dream and fun is gone.
Yeah. It's honestly like somebody asked me like, what is it like being cut? And I was like, it's kind of like dying in a sense. Like
Yeah, because a piece of you literally dies because you were in this fantasy land having so much fun, and then you're waking up the next day thinking you get to go to this cool thing. You're
Mhm.
like, fuck, I don't know what to do today.
Dude, and obviously, like, I still follow everybody. I still follow like both accounts, and like, it's like all I see. And like for a month, I was like, I have got to get this shit off my fucking social media feed. Like,
So
I
did you
like,
finally do it? Did you finally do it?
no, I still follow. It doesn't bother me anymore.
Well, what I learned is you could mute the stories and post so you don't see it. You can still follow, but you can mute. So I
Yeah,
started doing that because I can't handle social media. I can't see things that I'm just not a part of. And once I was released, both accounts unfollowed me. So I was like, all
oh,
right,
really.
peace. It's like,
That was, if anybody wants to
yeah.
check out my Instagram at Tucker Perry New Guy, I posted a what I thought was pretty funny. I posted a little thing of me being released. I don't know if you saw that.
No, no, I saw that, dude. I
Where,
commented on it. I was like, welcome to the, it's like, welcome to the
welcome to
crew.
the club. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the first person of the season was I don't think you were there yet, but he was a
Goldsmith.
Texas guy,
Yeah.
Goldschmidt, yes. But that guy just decided he was hurt and didn't show up for two weeks, and no one knew where the fuck he was. And and I think what he told the team was, as far as partying, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going back to Texas to go on rehab, but I don't think he told the other side that and, management. So
Right.
when he did decide to come back, they're like, yeah, we don't know where you've been. Like, See ya,
I
man.
know,
Like you
like
haven't been part of
poor Frances. She had to deal with.
it. Poor Francis on everything. She heard a lot of
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Oh yeah, because she was right next to our locker room.
She was in our locker room
Yeah,
technically with
yeah.
that
I was about
training
to
room
say,
right there.
if she didn't report you, or any of us for that matter.
Yeah, I mean that's big on her, but obviously I was reported through a team only, player only Snapchat, so
Somehow the trainer has more feel than.
uh yeah. I mean, hey, you gotta expect it being in a men's locker room, dude, of
Right,
savages.
right.
Like we were
Well,
there to have fun.
at least now you're overseas and there's a language barrier. So now when you say anything horrible, there nobody knows what you're saying, so you can't get in trouble for it.
Dude, they have to take English, so they know some of the bad words, bro. So I still got to be careful of what I say. So now I'm trying to learn Czech and the bad words that they say here. So I'm actually getting really good at my Czech. Like your main phrase is pivo prosim, which is beer please. Like they love their beer here, so that's like a main phrase that you have to know.
Have you noticed like the quality in like food and like drinks and stuff like that as opposed to America?
Dude, they don't have fast food here.
Oh,
In
really?
this in this city, maybe population of 30, 40,000, they have a KFC and that's it. Like
Yeah.
everything's clean, everyone cooks. There's restaurants, but the menu is very limited and it's very clean food, like wholesome food. Um, Even when you go to the stores here, ingredient lists on the back, like it's so much smaller and
Yeah.
different. It's because in Europe they have all these laws protecting their foods, right? You can't have all these chemicals and stuff in it.
Hmm.
So the processing part of the foods here is a lot better. Still not good, but it's better than what American
Yeah,
standard
right.
is.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have like anecdotal experience of like going to Europe and like eating like shit
Eat,
or what they think's like shit, drinking all the time, and they
yeah,
come back home and they're like, I lost 10 pounds,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
they come to America and try to do everything right, and
and they're gaining
they
weight.
feel like shit. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. No, dude, I love it. I hope I can play overseas for a couple more years. We'll focus on this year having fun.
yeah,
Hopefully, bringing a championship to this team. That's the main goal. So um, yeah, dude, I'm enjoying it. I hope you, dude, find an opportunity anywhere, somewhere, dude. Just keep fighting, keep grinding. Like
for
when I
sure.
was in a rut and couldn't find a team, I would Google any league that I thought I was interested in, look up the teams and email them. Even if it was some random ass email, I would email them, look up social media accounts, DM. So if you really want to continue playing, man, my only suggestion is be committed and do whatever it takes. Obviously, hold yourself to standards because I will never stoop down to certain
Shout out
leagues and
Reggie.
cer-
Hold yourself to a
Reggie.
standard.
Hold yourself to a standard. Reggie, I do miss the Reggie. I do miss the Reginade. So like that was a big thing. He always made me smile. I love his
Yeah,
little hype talks because it was the same speech every time, but it was
yeah.
a hype.
I love
It was a
Reggie.
hype no matter what. Um,
Reggie, yeah, Reggie almost made me cry after the last game. He said, "I'm gonna miss you, buddy. I'm gonna miss you, buddy." I was like, "Dude, Reggie,
Dude,
don't do that to me right now."
he knew. He knew already. He
Yeah, I was like,
he.
maybe, yeah, he was the one
Well,
that told me actually, probably.
I've already expressed this, and I'll just say a little bit before this podcast ends. But you already know, and I've expressed it that I've had a conspiracy theory on Reggie
Oh yeah,
about about him being someone else. basically, basically, he's the gotcha.
yeah, he
So
definitely is like the eyes and ears of Banana
yeah.
Ball, but also just like the best person you could be
Oh,
around.
he's so genuine. Like he'll make you smile even if you are having the worst day possible, that guy will make you smile. So, props to Reggie. Miss you, buddy. Miss the party animals. Hope the party animals keep kicking butt. Miss the OG guys for sure. And dude, this was fun.
It's a lot
I'm
of
glad
fun.
we got to do it. Where can people find you again on your socials?
Tucker Perry New Guy, which a lot of people ask me why that's my handle. It's because I feel like I'm always the new guy everywhere. And obviously, if things go to plan, I will be the new guy again somewhere in some
Yeah.
league or
Coming
whatever.
in as a new guy, leaving as a legend. So, guys, if you need a great teammate, good clubhouse guy, awesome pitcher, submarine guy, nasty, really funky, somebody sign this guy. Give this guy an opportunity. He loves the game. He loves being at the ballpark. So, BBJO, Burns, help this guy out with his profile. Spread the word. And I'll also do my best, dude, for you. So if you got
Appreciate
any
that.
questions and thoughts and you need to text me, dude,
Yeah, especially having somebody that I know, that's in it right now. That helps a
don't
lot.
hesitate. Yeah, dude, don't hesitate to reach out. My last question, you got a minute to answer this. What is your biggest dream that you've had to accomplish in life? And it could be the most wild thing ever.
Honestly, it's baseball related, but I had two knee surgeries after coming out of high school. It took me 4 years to throw my first college pitch, and then
All right, Forrest Gump.
and then and then COVID happened 2 weeks later. So enjoy things while they're happening.
Okay. And I'm gonna guess your dream is to find an opportunity, obviously, which is a short-term one, and then live your best life, because I know Tucker Perry always does.
Yeah, man. I gotta
So
go. I gotta go check out a 2004 Honda Pilot with 250,000 miles on it right now. So
there you go,
people are
bro.
wondering how things are
Buy
going for me.
buy gas vehicles, man. I'm telling you, stay with the gas vehicles. Um, Gas, coal, that's gonna power us for eternity. So
100%.
stick
I'm
with
right there
that.
with you, brother.
Do not
Fight the
forget
good
to
fight.
vote. Yep. Fight the good fight. Don't forget to vote. Tucker Perry, it's been an honor, dude. Keep in touch.
For
Rock
sure,
on.
man.
And we'll see ya, everybody.
All
Later, bro. Thank you
right,
again,
man.
man.
See you. Thanks for
Peace.
having me. See you.
You're welcome. Later.